Greetings, fellow Whovians. Hope you're having an amazing week. Well, today, it's time to talk about my favorite Doctor Who episode of all time. Of all time! That's right, Pyramids of Mars. Here we go. In Egypt in 1911, archaeology professor Marcus Scarman excavates a pyramid and finds the door to the burial chamber is inscribed with the Eye of Horus. Scarman's Egyptian assistants panic and flee, leaving the professor to enter the chamber alone. As he holds up a light to see the tomb, he is blasted by a green ray. Ooh. The TARDIS is forced out of his flight path as Sarah sees an apparition of a jack-like face in the console room. The Doctor lands the TARDIS in the Scarman family home in England, which is filled with Egyptian artifacts. Discovered by the butler, they are told that the house has been taken over by a mysterious Egyptian by the name of Ibrahim Namin. In another part of the priory, Namin is confronted by Dr. Warlock, a friend of Professor Scarman. Namin sends a robot disguised to look like an Egyptian mummy after them. The three make their way to a hunting lodge used by Lawrence Scarman, Professor Scarman's brother. Lawrence is an amateur scientist whose Marconiscope has intercepted a signal from Mars. The Doctor decodes the signal as, "Beware Sutekh." Sarah recognizes the name of Sutekh as an alternative name of the god Set in ancient Egyptian mythology. The Doctor explains that Sutekh is, in fact, the last of a powerful alien race called the Osirians. He was pursued across the galaxy by his brother Horus, and was finally defeated on Earth. Naaman and the mummies greet the arrival of Sutekh's servant, who travels to the priory via a space-time tunnel, the portal of which is disguised as an upright sarcophagus. The servant burns Namin to death, and is revealed to be Marcus Scarman. Dun dun dun! Sutekh orders him to secure the perimeter of the estate and construct an Osirian war missile. After Scarman and the robots leave, the Doctor, Sarah, and Lawrence Scarman enter. The Doctor disrupts the tunnel using the TARDIS key. Hearing Scarman return, Lawrence hides the three of them in a priest hole. In another part of the estate, a poacher, Clemens, finds the mummy ensnared in a man-trap. He is prevented from escaping the estate by a deflection barrier. Meanwhile, Marcus Scarman finds Warlock and kills him. The Doctor retrieves Naaman's ring from his corpse, and he and Sarah hide in the TARDIS to avoid detection. When Sarah suggests they should just leave, the Doctor moves the TARDIS forward to 1980, revealing it to be a blasted wasteland. They must return to 1911 and stop Sutekh, or the future will be lost. Back in 1911, the Doctor makes a jamming unit that will stop Sutekh's servants, Marcus Scarman included. Lawrence attempts to stop the Doctor from activating the device. The robots find and kill Clemens and overrun the hunting lodge. Sarah, using her took from Naaman, orders the robots to return to control. Good plan. The Doctor decides to blow up the partially assembled rocket. Lawrence suggests using blasting galvanite, which Clemens kept in his hut. The Doctor and Sarah leave to obtain the galvanite, ordering Lawrence to strip the bindings from a deactivated robot. Marcus finds Lawrence, who reminds his brother of their childhood in order to revive his humanity. The conditioning proves too strong, and Marcus kills Lawrence. Aww. The Doctor and Sarah detonate the explosives, but Sutekh telekinetically suppresses the explosion. The Doctor uses the space-time tunnel to travel to and distract Sutekh, allowing the rocket to be destroyed but trapping himself. Confronting Sutekh, the Doctor identifies Sutekh as the origin of mythical figures such as the Egyptian god Set, Satan, and Sados. Sutekh interrogates the Doctor and discovers he is a Time Lord. He locates the TARDIS and decides to use it to transport Scarman to Mars in order to deactivate the Eye of Horus, which is holding him prisoner. Sutekh subjects the Doctor to mind control and returns him to the Priory. He orders Scarman to bring a robot and Sarah into the TARDIS to travel to the Pyramid of Mars. On their arrival, Sutekh orders Scarman to dispose of the Doctor, and the robot strangles him. Scarman leaves the first chamber beneath the pyramid. The Doctor regains consciousness. His respiratory bypass system having allowed him to avoid death. Phew! They set off in search of Scarman through a series of locked chambers which are dependent upon solving logical and philosophical problems. Reaching the central chamber first, Scarman destroys the eye, that falls to the floor and decays to dust. The Doctor realizes that Sutekh will not be released for 2 minutes, that being the time that radio signals take to travel from Mars to Earth. Sarah and the Doctor return to the Priory and use a module from the TARDIS to move the other end of the tunnel to a point 10,000 years in the future, ensuring Sutekh will not escape until he dies of old age. The Doctor and Sarah leave in the TARDIS as the Priory is consumed in flames. Whew, man, a lot of stuff going on, but hey, that's what you get when you're a top-notch Doctor Who episode. So yeah. Anyway, let's look at some continuity and production elements of this story. Sarah wears a dress which the Doctor says belonged to Victoria. She remarks that the puzzles are similar to those in the Exelon city in Death to the Daleks, although she personally never entered the city. This story was originally written by Louis Grafer was considered unworkable. As Grafer was unavailable to do rewrites, the scripts were completely rewritten by Robert Holmes. The pseudonym used on transmission was Stephen Harris. Pyramids of Mars contributes to one of the contradictions in the Doctor Who universe, the unit dating controversy. The exterior scenes were shot on the Stargroves estate in Hampshire, a Victorian mansion noted for its ornate Gothic revival style of architecture, which was owned by Mick Jagger at the time. Okay, now that's awesome. The same location will be used during the filming of The Image of Fendel. The new TARDIS console, which debuted in the preceding story Planet of Evil, does not appear again until The Invisible Enemy. Owing to the cost of setting up the TARDIS console room for the filming of only a handful of scenes, a new console was designed for the following season. A new console set was designed for the following season. Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen improvised a number of moments in the story. Most will be seen in Part 4, where the Doctor and Sarah start to walk out of their hiding place when they see a mummy, quickly dart back into it. Baker based the scene on a Marx Brothers routine. Nice. Several scenes were deleted from the final broadcast. A model shot of the TARDIS landing in the landscape of a barren alternative 1980 Earth was to be used in Part 2, but director Patty Russell decided viewers would feel more impact if the first scene of the new Earth was Sarah's reaction as the TARDIS doors opened. 3 scenes of effects such as doors opening and the Doctor materializing from the sarcophagus were removed from the final edit of Part 4 because Russell felt the mixes were not good enough. These scenes were included on the DVD, along with an alternate version of the poacher being hunted down in Part 2, and a full version of the Osiran rocket explosion. Although the name of Sutekh's race is pronounced Osiran throughout the serial, the scripts and publicity material spelled as Osirian, or something like that, in some places, and as Osiran in others. Many fans use the Osirian spelling, as do some reference works such as the Battles in Time collectible card game and the Virgin Missing Adventures sequel novel The Sands of Time. Another member of the Sirian race also appears in the Big Finish Productions audio drama The Bride of Peladon. Features as a guest appearance by Michael Sheard. He was cast by director Patty Russell without any audition, purely on the recommendation of production assistant Peter Grimwade. Sheard had previously featured in The Ark and The Mind of Evil, and will later appear in The Invisible Enemy, Castrovalva, and Remembrance of the Daleks. Brendan Archer had previously played Bragan in The Power of the Daleks. Michael Budson previously played Teligny in The Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve. George Tovey was the father of Roberta Tovey, who appeared as Susan in the films Doctor Who and the Daleks and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. Gabriel Wolfe reprised his role as Sutekh in the Faction Paradox audio dramas Coming to Dust, The Ship of a Billion Years, Body Politic, Words from Nine Divinities, Ozymandias, and The Judgment of Sutekh from Magic Bullet Productions, and in the New Adventures of Brittany Summerfield, The Judgment of Sutekh for Big Finish Productions. He also provided the voice of Sutekh for the comedy sketch Oh Mummy, Sutekh's Story, included on the DVD release of Pyramids of Mars. Wolfe will go on to provide the voice of the Beast in the 2006 episodes The Impossible Planet, and The Satan Pit. He also provided the voice of Gunnar Rossiter in the Big Finish audio plays Arrangements for War and Thicker Than Water. Cool. So yeah, overall, this is a really good story, and like I said, it's my all-time favorite Doctor Who story ever. So, I give Pyramids of Mars 5 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me next week as we take a look at the android invasion. Ooh. Anyway, so until then, this is Hoovian Queen saying, "Oh my Gideon! When I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, vests are cool, and Stetsons are cool.